Hello Minecraft fans and welcome back to another episode here in our very own world of Rivenbourne. Episode 8 I think. Look at this lovely village we've been building over the last couple episodes. I wanted to start with something we haven't done for a little while. That is the map reveal. So let's see if this works. And you didn't really get to see them materialize, but as you can see we've got a few new buildings on our awesome map, which is going to sort of give the layout of our elvish village. Well, today we're working on the underground garden right in here, and it's going to go underground there, wrap around, and come back out here, or vice versa. Anyway, we'll be able to travel around and do the loop, and we're going to have mushrooms, and we're going to have waterfalls. It's going to be very cool, but that's all in here. I've brought my redstone box because we're going to turn this thing into a fully automated sugarcane farm. Very basic design, but I've been working on creative and I've come up with something that is lossless and fully automated and compact and hidden, and I think it's going to look really nice inside this little underground environment cave that we're going to create. So let me clear out the basis of where we'll be working, and a lot of it will be underground. And we have ourselves the working of an underground pit, but soon to be garden. We'll throw in some grass. It won't be this awful forever. But first, let's get this farm going. So we need to go down a few levels. This is the ground outside, as low as it goes. So we need to make sure we don't pop out. And so I'm going to go down 3 levels here. And this is where our sugarcane will grow, meaning that, somewhere around here on this level. Meaning that we'll want to go even lower to get under the sugarcane. Let's dig it out a little bit here. And right here will be our minecart, and then 1 block lower will be the bottom of our farm, the dropper, which will send the sugarcane up into our garden where we can collect it. So we won't have to, go behind the scenes in order to collect our crop. We won't have to break the 4th wall or anything like that. So I'm going to start by digging a big long trench, and I'll probably push it back a little bit further so we have a lot of room to play with when we start landscaping, so we don't run into what we've already done. Alright, here comes the fun part. So we've got a long chasm here, and we're ready to put our mine track here. And rail, I guess, what's it called? Powered rail. We're ready to put our rail here. And we'll put the far end will just be a powered. Let's see, how do we want to power this? Let's do it 1 lower on. Whoops. Who turned out the lights? Dumbest thing I've ever said. There we go, powered rail. Alright, and all of this is going to be covered up by dirt for our sugarcane to grow. But until that time, we just rail down here a little bit. And we want to make sure that no matter how full our minecart gets, with our sugarcane harvest, which may not be very full, that it's still able to power on through. So probably add another one here, let's say, because I have 6. They're not that expensive, are they? And dig out a little spot for it. There we go, always on. And keep going. And the only thing we need is that right at the end, we need our hopper and then powered rail, and a powered rail right here to get things going. And probably halfway in between these two, which will be right about here. We'll call that good. Just has to be good enough. So this is the fun part. Right here we want some soul sand. We're gonna have a little item elevator here with water. And thus right here we want our dropper. Is this a dispenser? This one's here in case we want to do a second wing of this. This is 29 sugarcane plant, and so we could do another one in that direction and it would be a 58 sugarcane plant. And that would be once we have the resources, which I don't have right now, and I don't have the need yet right now. So if our demand grows. So I need to place my next dropper right there and then get out of here. Skillfully done. I need to place the hopper into the side of this dropper and the powered rail on top of that. And this powered rail is only going to activate every time this sugarcane grows. I'm very proud of that. And this dropper is going to continuously activate as long as, let's see those bubbles start, as long as there's stuff in the dropper. And the way we're going to make that happen is going to be right here. So let's actually move this to the other side. We're going to need that space. Thank you. Here's the magic. So we leave this block here, and we take out these couple of blocks here, and we need redstone, and comparator, and repeater. And the comparator takes an output from the dropper. Alright, and we put a comparator right after that. No ticks will be the fastest, which is just fine, or one tick I guess it's called. And redstone back up here. So it feeds back into the comparator, so as soon as there's a signal, it turns it back off, and as soon as there isn't a signal, it turns it back on until the dropper is out of gas. So let's do a quick test here. I'll throw some sugarcane in there, and there we go. It drops it right into our bubble stream, which shoots it up our bubble elevator. Oh, I love the ticking that makes too. Success! And you thought I didn't know anything about comparators. Pfft. Alright, we got the sub-rail layer done and the rail layer done. Except for putting a minecart on there. I guess I could do that now. Let's do that. Sounds like fun. That'll just stay there. Thank goodness. So the next layer up is the dirt layer for the sugarcane. So let's just start. Perfect, right there. Let's make a little room for ourselves. So we'll just be putting this down all up and down here. And then we'll put water next to it. Maybe I should do that. We'll come around the back and put water next to it. That way we can put our sugarcane on it and it won't just pop off. While I'm here though, since I'm angled this way, let me put some stairs there. We're going to fill that with water and it'll be a source block so we can put sugarcane here. But because it's stairs, the water won't flow this way and mess up all of the redstone magic that's going to be going on right over there. And we won't have sugarcane here on this block, but we will want to block this off so we don't lose any by falling over the edge right onto the minecart. I guess that won't be a problem. Onward this way. So next up is this layer is just nothing. It's just a retaining wall to make sure we don't lose any of the merch, any of the product. But we're going to take this out and put in pistons, of course. And above that, of course, observers. It's a very simple observer piston deal, which I like because I don't want something on a timer that just goes off even every 5 minutes, because I want to make a low drain on the system. So let's get my pistons here, and I don't think they go this way. Oh, they do! Wonderful, that makes that easy. It's the observers that go backwards, or at least backwards in my opinion. So our redstone line, which is right behind here, is going to go one block further, so we can only put 14 of these here pistons before we run out of juice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, then a gap, and then 15 more. And if I've counted correctly, which I am actually just realizing I have not, this will be 15, but it's probably 14. 14, 15. Don't want to talk about what just happened. Okay, and this needs to be regular old rail, as does this. Oh, and I don't need that power source there anymore. In fact, I need it a few blocks over, right here, with the good old powered rail, and of course, redstone torch. There we go. Much better. Now how am I going to get out? And our last piston. Now it's time for the observers, but of course I'll have to go around back for that. So let's go through here and carve out a spot. One and probably too wide. Alright, and observer. Perfect. Observer, observer, observer. And some block to absorb it, in this case andesite, because that's what I had hanging out in my inventory. And below it, a line of redstone dust. Let's just continue on this way. Making it pretty gloomy back here. That's okay. When this thing starts working, I'll never have to come back here again. That's what every good redstoner dreams of. Alright, here's where the magic starts. Anytime one of these blocks, one of these observers is updated, redstone signal will come down the line. Of course, the piston will activate, that's separate. Redstone signal will come down the line to this block right here, and on, well, next to this block, we're going to put a sticky piston with a redstone block to do our magic. And I should probably make sure I have a way out of here before I block myself in, but that's okay. We'll make some stairs here. Let's try that. Okay, it does take a signal. Now what we want to see is if a repeater into the side with 4 ticks, very important, is enough to overcome the signal it's getting from this block and reset it. No, it doesn't look like it is, but if I do that, then it is. And look at that, we get that flashing, which is just what we want, because when we take this away, it'll reset itself. So watch this. This is the new plan. That connects there, just like that. Lovely. So, signal comes through here, activates this redstone block, hits this comparator, which goes through, gets a stronger signal from the side after 4 ticks, and turns it back off, which raises the redstone block and resets the whole circuit. Should be alright. Let's test it. With a 1 tick pulse. How are we going to do that? I want to get over to the other side and activate the observers. Let's just dig through here and activate the observers. I'll place a block, any block. We'll do diorite, worst block in the game, and we'll put it right here. 1 tick. It's enough to give a medium length pulse, which is enough to send the cart as far as that powered rail, and it goes. Look at that. That's how it works, folks. The magic is working. Just for your information, if we hadn't done that, then this piston would experience a 1 tick pulse, which would spit its block out. And it would just stay there, and it would keep this rail powered, which would send the minecart going back and forth this whole time, even when sugarcane was not being harvested, which is not what I want. It's not a big deal, but it's not what I wanted. I wanted the elegant solution, and that's what this is, elegant. So let me close this up, and I think we're done here. Back to the front. We're almost ready to go. We need to add water behind here. That's what I need to do. Add water next to these blocks so we can actually grow anything here. And then we should be good. We should be done. We just need to make this elevator go all the way up. And we'll have an output for our sugarcane, and it'll just grow. We won't ever have to come back here. That's the plan. And let's get over here. Place a bucket, take a bucket, 2 blocks. Place a bucket, take a bucket, 2 blocks. Bucket. Place a bucket, take a bucket, 2 blocks. So, tongue twister. Place a bucket, take a bucket. Let's just do this one now. Place a bucket. Woo. And I'm going to drown in here, just as I thought. Alright, last one. It's very difficult. Take a bucket, Place a bucket. And it's a bucket, but that's okay. There we go. Empty bucket. Alright, all the water is, I hope, sealed down below. Meaning that we can now start to grow our sugar cane. And this, I'd better close off because otherwise we'll start losing crops. Maybe a quick test first. Zoop. And it disappears. That was the minecart. It's going all the way down. It's going to come all the way back and drop off everything that it has into that hopper. With luck, this will just work. And you heard it tick. Hey, it works. Let's get out of here. It works. If I stop now, I won't be able to screw it up anymore. Alright, and here is the solution. So first off, that should be covered, should it not? Yes, it definitely should. Can you imagine if I destroyed this entire machine I made by pouring water on it after I'd closed it all up? Okay, water on top of there, and bubbles start to form. Good deal. Step back, place a block, go get more water. A block. Now what I want is for this to come down in sort of a fountain, a little waterfall feature here. So I bet it'll be carrying our items, which I think is going to look so cool. And so that's why I have it going all the way up there and maybe even higher. So if I take out a block here and here, actually let's make it here and here. Put these back. We'll put a little chest here. And a little hopper here, hopefully without causing too much problems. Perfect. And a little wall here. Maybe this whole thing will be a wall, I'm not sure yet. Whatever looks good, you know? I'll at least close that up. Everything from our farm will come through here and wind up in this chest. We won't have to do a thing. We'll just look down and say, hey look, there's stuff in that chest. Now for the much harder part, making this whole place look good. Alright, so I think my first pass is going to be landscaping, and I think I'm going to start with water features. So I'm going to want another stream coming down here, maybe trickling down through here, and sort of disappearing up here, maybe just coming out of the rock right here. So I'm going to start that, and probably actually have it fall, cascade over here too into kind of a trough here. Well, paper and sugar is just going to come easy from here on out. That is so exciting. Watch it come down, shooting down there, and it comes and it hits our chest. Oh, that is so cool. All I have to do is sit here and load these chunks, and we are in business. We are in business. And over here should definitely be a pond of some sort. Actually, that might be good how it is, at least on the level that it's on. Except for maybe a little bit of flowing water back here will be cool. That looks pretty cool. Not much to complain about there. So now I'm going to make the path. Whoops. The path that you'd walk along. And I'm going to make it of a combination of things, probably. A little stone brick, sort of in the parts where you'd expect it to be more developed, I guess. And then as we go deeper in, then more dirt. And coarse dirt and grass. And well, maybe not grass so much as dug path. Let's try this out. Dug block makes a comeback. We've got our path here, which is good because I want to make the rest of this grass and dirt on the floor here, and on the walls cobble and mossy cobble and a little bit of the stone, but probably none of this diorite or granite. Andesite maybe, but I'm going to cover it up with leaves and plants, so you won't be able to see that. On this particular part of the path, there's these ancient stone bricks still here, which is where I want to put in another water feature, maybe a river that comes out of the corner here, runs under the path, and goes down into the corner there. So that's what I'm going to start on right now. And it rushes downwards and just kind of stops, huh? Well, it gets that far. There, now that's not a trickle. That is like a rapids there. Coming up from up there. I think that looks pretty good. Until we get kind of the mossy blocks around it and maybe some vines. That's as good as it's going to look. So I added the grass, and as you can see, that makes a world of difference. I'm just going to throw some pebbles in here so that you can see that it is more of a natural environment. There's rocks lying all over the place. But yeah, looking very much like a garden. You can tell it's natural because it's got a stalactite. That's right. Here's what it looks like with leaves. So I'm going to finish this side off with all of our plants, and I've got some cool tricks we can try here. For instance, a neat little light, I guess, mushroom shown off by Good Times with Scar, and you can check him out on YouTube. There, I think that'll look good, and it does have that magical elf quality. Here, let's throw in some other red mushroom to really bring that giant mushroom out. Not too many though. How about the light blue orchid? Just seems magical. I like this as an idea. And voila! This is what it could look like. We've got all kinds of flowers and mushrooms, and everything's sort of magical and mystical. And a couple more of these mushroom lamps that I like, that I suppose the elves use to light up their gardens. Kind of a gloomy pool over here, which is even better. And the only thing I'd want is a little bit more space for some flowers. But it's not supposed to be a sprawling garden. It is definitely supposed to be compact. And of course, we have the rest of this to go. But looking at this, it's amazing how far we've come, and I definitely think that the rest of this will be a breeze with some interesting features, such as stonework here, and who knows, maybe some kind of a tree over here, or bush. And I just don't know what to do with this whole wall. But it's doable. Surprise outro! Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you had a great time following along as we built our first ever fully automated farm and our underground garden. I'm going to end this episode with a tour of all that we've completed. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch my video, and I'll see you next time here in our wonderful world of Rivenbourne.